All right, so I do want to watch that, so I'm gonna get that of that. I'll talk that. All right, people, I'm getting ready. Let's see. So here we are. All right, I got Instagram. Let me throw it on YouTube. That's you. Make sure we're touching base here. And if anybody, yep, touch base Tuesday. All right, let me turn that volume down. Cool. All right, let me set this page up here. And so the good thing is that we go live every day at 5 p.m. Let me switch up my camera here. Boom, that's good. Today is touch. We'll call it touch base. Not we will, but we call it touch base Tuesday, and that's going to be today's date 4/14/26. All right. Ask questions. Accountability. Goal setting. Getting unstuck, etc. So we'll save that. That's just my reminder to go live. All right, and boom. We should be all set. Okay, let's go. And now, last but not least, we saved the easiest for last. Live. All right. So now what I'm doing is I'm setting up TT, y'all. Hold on for a minute. Done. Go live. All right. All right, so we're good. And what is this over here? Okay, so now that we are live, and let's get some flows playing in the background, so that's all good. As this is an open opportunity, if you have any questions for me about accountability, goal setting, things along those lines, this is an open opportunity to get your question answered, right? So that's one of the key things. People want to get your questions answered. Let's go with, here we go. Let's go with this one. All right, let's see. All right, so we got some music going on there. All right, let's see. Anybody here on the book to the face? Not yet. All right, keeping it quiet here. Let's see how we're doing on our G. All right, good. All right, let me share this out. And for anybody that's watching, if you need some assistance, as I said, just put your comments in, put your questions into the comments, into the chat, and I will answer that. Also, feel free to share this out. I go live Monday through Friday. This week, next week, I'm going to be next week. We'll take a bit of a pause. I'm going to pivot a bit, only because starting Monday, I will be drumming for the Boston Marathon. Now, if you have not been following that, feel free to go to my profile and check those things out. All right. So feel free to go there and check out my journey. I've been putting that up there often. All right. So that's good. So we'll share this out. Let me see. All right, so I got that there. Let me see about this here. I know that would be great if I could share this out to some folks. So for anybody that's here, like I said, I'm going to check it on all platforms and make sure that I'm things that need to be that are there, that are relevant, that folks may be asking. All right, good to go. Interesting. Okay, so I can. Oh, let's see. I've done to a bunch of people. All right, cool. So the cool thing is that I can go ahead and share this out now. When I go live, I'm live for at least about 45 minutes. That's a good time. So, and now, as I said, this is an opportunity to ask me questions. If you want to ask me a question directly, then what you can do is you can just tell me the word strategy, and that way, that's the quickest thing. Just you don't have to be able to get connect with me for a free strategy session. No charge. We will focus on what your challenge may be, something that you may not want to put up publicly, which is fine. Uh, what's going on? So yes, so come on in. As I said, let your people know that I am out here live. This is Coach Trevor, accountability coach. Tagline is the foot on backside, making sure you don't backslide. So I help people to gain clarity, focus on their goals, develop milestones, and I keep them accountable too. So if you are, if you have any particular goal in mind, maybe business, personal, about wellness, any of those things, I'll tell you that when it comes to success, usually people that have reached a certain level of success have an accountability coach in place. They may call it accountability coach, they may call it a life coach, business partner, mentor, whatever it is, but they have someone in their corner that is going to help shape them, that they've shared their goals with. They're not a yes person, they're someone that's going to step outside, give them some objectivity and feedback so that they can put that in place. So that's one of the key things there. Right. So let's just check here. All right. So quiet T front, quiet on the out front. What's going on here? Let's see how things are going on the FB front. And then stop. And then go quick, quick. Oh, all right. Let's see. Okay, cool. I want to get on. Oh, I can. Okay. Interesting. Hey, Jack. How are you doing? All right. How are you? How are you? You come in, feel free to say hi, leave a comment, let people know where you're from. Let me know where you're from, where you're tuning in from. That's always a good thing. Hey, Strawberry, thanks for joining. We'll be here for 5 seconds or 5 minutes. Thank you for stopping by for a second. As I said, this is an opportunity really to engage, to get some questions answered. So about me, I've been coaching for about 20 years. I'm a certified life coach, business coach, entrepreneurship coach, and wellness coach. I've done studies in NLP, also in mental health coaching. And so this is a time where you can ask questions and ask questions about success, about mindset, about accountability, about book publishing, about relationships, about confidence, about how to get unstuck. That is a good opportunity for you to ask, to come through and ask some questions. And as I said, right now, if you if you come in right now, I'm on TT. If you come in, you like, you share it out. If you have an event, I will promote that. I will, because right now you have access to over 3,000. And so this is going to be up at least there for those that have that, and also for those that are having questions regarding anything that I'm offering, whether you have questions about my mastermind, questions about my private client, then just as I said, DM me the word strategy, go to Talk to Trevor. That way you can book it directly for yourself. Okay, that's one of the key things. That's good, and that's simple. Get right to me. Get right on my calendar. Let's have that one-on-one. That's where you can get answers to the questions that I have. Now, every day I post content. I post at least 3 to 5 times a day. Probably going to increase that to 6. So let's just say I post at least 4 times a day, 4 to 6 times a day. Now, those posts start off in the morning where I do an encouragement video. Middle of the day, I may do a square. I may do a square that's about wisdom and also has my contact information of how to book a free strategy session. And even I have a success reminder. And also, I'm doing an update on my path to do for the Boston Marathon, which is next Monday. So, as an accountability coach, I chose to put some things out there publicly. So that's what I've been doing, and I've been putting out there. And I'll tell you one thing that I've learned is that the goals that I put out there, are they difficult? Yes, they are. I am still accomplishing them. There are some that I've achieved. There are sometimes where I'm in this goal, but I'm learning. So I'm learning not only about myself, but how I work with my clients here. Now, with the goals that I put forward that I gave to myself, I would not put that on my client because it's really about having a couple of key goals and being sure to put them forward. Hey, there you go. Hey, work from home, Nelson. How you doing? Um, so yes, so really it's about working from excuse me, it's really about having the right amount of goals, prioritizing this, managing your energy effectively. That's one of the key things there. Okay. So let me just put this in there. So that's what with me, I started from I, I said that daily I'm going to do 5,000 steps. I'm going to do at least 30 push-ups. I'm going to do 20 minutes. I'm going to do playing. I'm going to eat vegetables. I'm going to do stretches. Now, understand that when you're adding goals, when you're adding points to your plan, you gotta say that you gotta take into the consideration that you're not starting with a clean slate. You still have things within your day, so you've got to now manage more. Make sure that your time is wisely. Now, the challenge when it comes to your goals is that people want to manage their time, do not manage their energy. Yes. And so that's a challenge is that a lot of people talk about time management. Can you manage your time? Can you manage your time? It's really about energy. So let's think about this. If you're working 9 to 5, you have a task that you're doing. Let's say you're inputting numbers. Now, the ideal thought is that the rate that you started from 9 to 10, you'll keep that rate from 4 to 5. However, you know, you're not a machine. No one is. And so you cannot maintain that rate over an hour period. You're going to have ups and downs. Your energy is going to build up and it's going to wane. So in waning, I mean it's going to lower. So you cannot maintain that pace for 8 hours. It's just not happening. So you got to be like athletes. So if you ever seen a basketball game or tennis, anything along those lines, when it comes to it, these athletes they play. Um, let's take basketball. They'll play all 4 quarters. All right. But now, what really counts is that last quarter. First quarter, okay, you get some shots, you get your warm up. Second quarter, let's go into the half scrum. Third quarter, you're starting to build up, but it's the last quarter that's it. Hey Jay, true indeed, I agree with that. Hey Jay, beautiful. Thank you so much. And let me check. Let me touch base. And when you're coming in, just let me know where you're from, how you doing, all those good things. All right. Let me see if I have any questions. No questions so far yet. Okay. All right. So we're good. We're good. And so when it comes to an athlete knows it's not about managing your time; it's about managing your energy, and that may be a matter of conserving your energy when you're doing routine things, checking email, um, you know, maybe replying back with a simple confirmation you received, checking your mail, getting up, choosing clothes, things along those lines. Simple things that don't require much energy. Those are routine things, and those are the things that will go to like that will get done. You don't want to do it. Okay. What I would say is first learn it for yourself, because one of the things is and so by the way, I'm going across a couple of platforms. So those on IG, YT and FB. I got a question here that says, Jay, thank you so much for coming in. So I'm trying to get close to God. Is that a good way to start by spreading the gospel? What I would say first is before you start spreading it, learn it yourself. Be sure that be sure that you're studying it, that you become a student of it. Because there's ways in order to do that. You got to be able to speak, be able to lead the room. Okay? right? So when it comes into it, you got to see where a person's at. You meet them where at. That's where it says, this scripture says, I become like them in order to win them over. And if they are not familiar with it, you cannot, you're going to offend if you just come in with, boom, here's a line, here's a scripture. That can be offensive. And now you turn somebody off. Trust me, I know. I've had family members come to a particular church and somebody offended them, didn't come back to it for 10 years. So you've got to be able to read the room. You've got to be able to read that person. If you come in with that, then you're going to offend, push away. Does that make sense? So before you do that, you've got to not only study it for yourself, but you've got to learn people. You've got to learn how. You've got to. One of the key things is discernment. Discernment is key. So when you're in a room and you're in someone's atmosphere, you've got to know what the rules of the room are. There are what I like to, not what I like to call, what I've heard, spiritual protocols that are in place. So when it comes to that, you've got to know what area, what arena that you're in. Because you don't want to enter a battle that's not yours, nor do you want to come in with the wrong type of tool. All right, so that's the key thing. Be sure you have the right tools. Does that all make sense? If it does, comment yes. And so this is so as I said, this is Jay on TT. Asked me a question about what steps you should take about his pregnancy. Because really, when it comes to it, understand it's a way of life. Even when it comes to goals aren't temporary; they are a way of life. So you've got to be able to see how are you living, what are the things you say, how are you interacting with the environment. So there's certain ways where you may know a person's culture by looking at the food they eat, the way they talk, the clothes they wear, etc. That's indicative of that. Same thing with people of color. They got to know by your actions towards others, towards yourself, how you engage. That's going to be key. Okay? Let me know if that makes sense. Feel free to please continue to tap the Daily Heartbeat. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you got it, feel free, as I said, to that heartbeat. But let me know if that made sense. Okay, cool. And so one of the key things. Oh, I reached the flash score, which is good. Now I'm going to check the other platforms to see if there are any questions I come across. As I said, I'm live this week from 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, about 45 minutes at least. So if you have any questions about mindset, about success, about being unstuck, about confidence, about relationships, wellness, any goals that pertain to that, let me know. Hey, over here, Hippo, hey, Boss Shizzle. What's going on, Sabri? Thank you so much for stopping in, whether you're here for 5 seconds or 5 minutes. I appreciate that. All right, so we are checking here and seeing what's going on. All right. So, hey, Big Lou, thank you so much for stopping in. Jay, if you have any more questions, let me know. So what I was saying is that when it comes to your goals, it's not time management, it's energy management. You gotta realize how you gotta find ways to manage your energies. You gotta look at certain tasks you're doing, determine how much energy they're needed to complete, and then prioritize that. So if you have big tasks, impact having tasks that pertain to your goal, you want to be sure you do those when you are most filled in your highest window. Okay? Meaning that there are certain areas, certain time periods of the day when you may be, when you are at your highest. It means for some people it's morning, some people it's afternoon, evening. But I mean highest energy, where you can do the deep work that you need to do in order to achieve your goals. And so when you find out where that is, that power, that window, that power window, you've got to then be sure you schedule your time. You schedule the deep things for that window. So when you have your most energy, that you can get things done, things that make impact, that's not when you want to be laying out clothes, folding clothes, doing laundry, checking voicemail, raking leaves, any of those things. Those are low energy tasks that can be delegated another time. You want to be sure that you're doing the big things, the things that you need to do, whether it's M&A, creating your vision board, creating a product, whether it's reaching out to people, whether it's you creating, whether it's you doing a particular guide, whether it's you doing some studying. So any of those things that are high priority, that move the needle that much closer. These are goals that you have, that you measurable. How close are you to your milestone? How is it going there? How is it moving there? Those key things. All right. So that's important to be sure that you're doing that. It's not about time management, it's about energy management. Right? Treat your goals as if they're milestones. Hey Sabrina, hey Big Lou, thanks so much for coming in, stopping in. And let me just pause for a minute and see if there are any questions. If you see me looking over here, is that I have a couple of monitors on, so I'm checking in to see. I see somebody watching on YouTube. Feel free to do a live chat, come in. And let me just check on the book that's a face. All right, all right. You're doing okay there. Hey, Mental Blaze, thank you so much for stopping in. Appreciate it. And so, FYI, if anybody comes in, I acknowledge you. I acknowledge you on here just to let you know I appreciate you whether you're stopping in for 5 seconds or 5 minutes. Now, this is a time, as I said, that has an open Q&A, and some of you will see a board above me. This is an open Q&A time. If you have any questions, feel free to put them into the comments there, and I will read that off and answer them the best way I can. If you want to do something more private, you can DM me, send me a message with the word strategy, or you can just go to talkwithtrumper.cc to go into that. Okay? So that way you can book it on there. Here's the book 7 days out, all right? So this week I am going live Monday through 5 p.m. Next week is going to be a bit different because Monday I'll be planning for the Boston Marathon. Tuesday, probably recouping. Usually that's what I take. I take Tuesday and Wednesday I recoup. So there'll be times where I may be going live at different times. So just be sure that you are following me, that you're connecting with me. If you're on the live team, you subscribe to my channel, you hit the bells for notifications when I'm live, all that stuff. If you're on TT with me, be sure that you are following me. Be sure you turn on the bells for other notifications for when I go live. All that. Same thing with IG. Same thing with IG and FB. Turn on those notifications, that way you get alerts so that you'll know, oh, he's live. Hey, Elizabeth Red, hope you're doing well. Thank you so much. All right, so let's see what we have here. All right, so we are boosting this out. Let me check the platforms. All right, we are good. So now here's the key. When it comes to energy management, you want to determine the power level. This is how you do that. What you're going to do is you're going to log your time for the next, let's say, the next 4 to 7 days. Let's say the next week. I want you to log your activity, find out what are the things you do throughout the day, and when do you have this energy. Is it morning time? Is it late morning? Is it late afternoon, evening? Are you a night owl? Any of those things. So all of that is you. So once you're looking at log all your activity, then you want to see what's getting done. Where do you get the most? What has the most impact? What's moving the needle, right? So let's say if your goal is to write a book, and so you want to save your deep time for actually putting words down, writing chapters, for writing lines, and so you may say, okay, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. I'm going to write. Or hours of 8 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. This is what I'm going to write. This is what I'm going to work on the book because that keeps me closer to finishing. And then the rest of the day could be about editing, could be about, okay, what steps do I take for marketing, you're making notes, all of that, all those things, right? So that's how you find out what your power level is. Then you begin to take and then once you do that, you'll take all your tasks and you'll label them high, medium, low. Using those 3, high, medium, and low. And the high ones are the ones that have the most impact. Those tasks have the most impact. They move the needle. Hi, Pisces Vibes. Hope you're doing well. And I can't read your title, but thank you so much for stopping in for a few seconds. Once you label your task, then you're going to assign time slots for when you complete. Now, if you like towards it, if you go to bed at a certain time, you may say, you know what, let me lay out my clothes, close down emails, let me go through my notifications. You may say that's what's that because it's low energy. It's something that needs to be done, but you don't need to think about it. That's what this is about. Hey, let's hype us. Hey, thank you so much for stopping for a few seconds. Appreciate it. And so, and so now what you want to do is once you prioritize high, medium, and low, then you assign the tasks. Once you assign that, then then you would follow through with that. Now, the last thing you want to do is you want to ensure that you are implementing accountability. See, when you make changes like this, you want to be sure that you are hope you will have someone to hold you accountable. Many people will try to put more attention on self accountability. However, you are going to a place that you have never been before. You haven't. You haven't stuck in this somewhere that you because these are goals that you have not accomplished, and then you've beyond that. So, what you need to do is be sure you need to be sure that you are having somebody hold you accountable. Self accountability does not work. Why? Because the number one reason I'll give you is proximity. Proximity, meaning that you're in the picture. You need someone to see the entire picture. Think about this. If you're asking somebody, how do I look? Let's say you have a new outfit. How do I look? What do? You stand in front of them. You turn around. Why do you turn around? So that they can get the full picture. You can't see behind you unless you have other things, other people. Hey, CJ. Um, hey, Just Stress, thank you for stopping in. And to other people, so you can't see the whole picture because you're in the picture. So you don't want to get yourself in a position where you're just doing your own person because that's going to be a blind spot. That's the last thing you need is to walk in blind spots. Right? So if that makes sense. Put a yes. Put a yes in the comment. All right. Let's see what we have here. All right, just check it. Okay. So good. Hey, just CJ, thank you for stopping for a few seconds, few minutes. And so, yes, proximity is one of the main reasons why you cannot be your own accountability partner. Hey, Big Frank, thank you for stopping in for 5 seconds or 5 minutes. And so, you want to have somebody, whether it's a coach that's so usually I would say an accountability coach, somebody that you want to work on a regular basis that's going to give you feedback and that's also going to be able to touch base with whenever you have a challenge that's a challenge. Any challenges you have to figure out whether that challenge is an obstacle or a pivot. You can do that with an accountability coach. Now, that obstacle or pivot, that was a quick reference I made for a workshop in the if you're interested in that, just DM me the word strategy and I'll let you know more about that. In the meantime, for those of you who want a one-on-one, hey Jennifer, who want a one-on-one with me, then just DM me the word strategy or go to talkwithtrumpy.com and I will let you know how you can have just a one-on-one free strategy session, no charge. Don't worry, it won't be any PowerPoints or anything that I'm putting up there. Won't be, this big sales pitch or anything. It'll just be you, your goals, what your challenges are, and we'll brainstorm some things that you can put to action that day. Right? So that's an important thing. When it comes to your goals, ensure that you manage your energy and as well as not only manage your energy, and also doing accountability. Those are key. All right, let's pause to see if we have any questions. Hey, Sarah. What's up? All right. Quiet over there on that front, quiet over there. Okay, I'm quiet there. All right, here we go. So, FYI, for those that are coming in, if you see me look over, that's often because I am currently coming off of two different places, not only in T2, but also IG. FBNYT. That's right. So, and I'm on a few different platforms here. Hey, Lucho, thank you for stopping in. And so, for anybody that says, okay, if you're, do I have any other areas that you're on? Maybe this is not your favorite. Yes, and that's several. So, if you want to find out more about me, just send me a DM. I will respond to you, and and I can let you know if you're interested in a strategy session. Probably the best way to do that is to either DM me with a strategy or go to talktrump.com. That will get your questions answered, and we can connect with about some choose, and I can fill you in. Usually in those one-on-one sessions, I'm going to ask you some questions about your goals. These questions may be a challenge. The goal of this is to come out with a plan that you can walk away with. Something that you can say, okay, this is good, you know where I'm at, I can walk away with certain things. I can walk away with these things, these action items. Right? So that's what we keep. Okay? So if you're here as well, for those of you that are stopping in, feel free to comment. Let me know where you're stopping in from. Type in, say, hey, there have been many people here. I've talked to people from California, from um, New York City, people from Florida, people from Maryland as well, Tennessee, all those things there. I can relate because I previously have been to 45 of the different states, and I've been international as well. So if you're from Canada, shout out to you. Definitely those are from the provinces. So definitely can relate. That's one of the key things. Now, working with me now, um, one of the things that I tell my clients is that when it comes to your goals, accountability is going to be the difference maker between talking about it and achieving it. See, a lot of people can say, points, reach this high points, into this particular shape, I'm going to make this money. But if you don't have an accountability coach, then then really what you're doing is you're hoping you're not achieving. And so rather than hope, bear with me. I'm just going to move this so I can try this out. Oh, nice. All right. So yes, be sure you have an accountability coach on always. Right? So let me check the other platforms to see if there's any questions out here. All right, quiet over there. Quiet over there. All right. And so as I said, this is the open Q&A. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and I will answer them for you. If you have questions about accountability, about goals, about mindsets, um, about getting unstuck, how to build your confidence, any of those things, they fall under the umbrella. If you have questions about wellness, about about accountability, how that can help the difference maker when it comes to your goals. If you have questions about the difference between time management versus energy management, which I just went over, um, let me know. If you're interested in having a one-on-one, if you don't want to put your question out there publicly, if you want to have a one-on-one session with me, you can DM me the word strategy. So put in the comments the word strategy. I will reach out to you and schedule a time, get on my calendar, have a one-on-one session. Something quick. It's on Zoom. No pressure. As I said during those times, I'll ask you some questions about your goals. And our goal in that strategy session is just that: to develop strategy, so that you can walk away with a plan and action. Now, and if you're interested in my mastermind and becoming a private client, I can tell you about that. Mr. Krebs, how are you? I'm okay. Thank you for the heart on TT. Appreciate it. Let me get that. All right. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thank you for that. Thank you for the taps. DT Lock, thank you so much. Thank you for stopping in. Feel free to share it out. Feel free to repost, all that good stuff. Grab the Daily Heart Meet, all that. Share some things. Thank you. Thank you for coming in to say hi, and thank you for the love and appreciation. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Krebs. Mr. Krebs is on TT. And thank you for the TikToks. Thank you. Um, the reason why I'm saying this is because Mr. Krebs are going live on TT excuse me, on YT, IG, FB, as well as TT. So let me give him a shout out. Oh, the music stopped. Hold on. Let's go here and okay. So FYI, anybody who's interested, we got Mr. Kreds, MRCREDS. He's got 57, 54 followers, 5,000, 52, 19 following. Does live motivation. He does this at 7:30 p.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time. Motivation for daily progress, positive energy, growth, gratitude, and inspiration. Level 22 out there, level 4 in here, doing big things. So be sure you check him out on TT. All right, for everyone here, because as I said, this Mr. Kreds, I am live right now to FB, to IG and YT. I'm using the initials so I don't get in trouble here on TT. All right, so this is an opportunity for people to ask questions about momentum, ask questions about any goal setting, publications about things. Oh yes, oh yes. You definitely got to do that. It's really about taking. And one of the things I learned from my coach. Now I'm an accountability coach. I have a coach there. It's about taking your time and multiplying. So if there's a way to take $1 and turn that into 3 or 4, do that. If there's a way to take 1 hour and turn that into 3 or 4, why not? That way you're utilizing the time out effectively and you're expanding the broadcast. So that's one of the things. And hey, if you want to have a quick session on how to do that, because there's no cost for me to do all these. Okay, those did not know that. Didn't know that. Okay, we'll do. Thank you, Mr. Krabs. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yep. I'm new to these streets, so and thank you for stopping in. I know you float in and you float out, so thank you so much for the taps, for the threads. Thank you so much for the reminder. Oh, appreciate it. We've been here. See, now he's got 5,400 over 400 followers. Me, just I'm yet to get to 500 on here, but I've got a total of 3,000. I've got over 3,000 on these other platforms. So goal is expansion. Goal is getting the information out there as possible. So you all got to listen here. Check out Mr. Kreds, MRCREDS on these TT streets, doing big things, helping out in good time. And I appreciate it when he gets the chair. All right. Hey, Squeeze by Nelly. No doubt. Excellent. Cool thing. Thank you so much for the heartening, for the share, for the info, and hey, if I have any questions on those stickers, I will reach out. I'll definitely research it out because I know that's something that always helps. So thank you. Be blessed. And so as I said, for anyone that's interested, if you have any questions, sometimes it could be nerve-wracking asking questions here in an open setting. You can ask anonymously. You can say, I'm asking for a friend. So feel free to do that. As I said, if you're interested in just having a one-on-one, as I said, this one-on-one session, free strategy session that I offer, it's not a sales pitch. You won't have to you won't have to sign some form, you won't have to look at a sales deck, video, nothing along those lines. This is about us getting together, brainstorming, talking about the challenges you're facing with your goals. Now, once you do that, know that I'll be asking you some questions about it, taking notes, and then giving you some insight as to these are the steps you can take to move forward. Now, I've helped people live here about their confidence. I've helped people about I've helped people on confidence, about narcissism, all of that. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Spangleton? Thank you for stopping in. I've also answered questions about relationships, about book publishing, wellness as well. And so if you have any of those questions, put them in the comments and let's address them now. So you got me for at least the next 5 to 10 minutes until oh or I was invited to something, wasn't sure what that was. But you know what? That's that would be difficult in order to do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push this out here. So anything that I get invited to, let me know how your week was as well, Hamilton Damon. Let me check the other platforms to see. Oh, okay. All right. Hey, I, I got mom's phone. I got my mom watching. Hey, mom, thank you so much. I just saw the message. Thank you so much. I know. I didn't see the comment. My phone was covering. Thank you so much. I pray you're doing well. I owe you a call. I owe you many calls. Seriously, I owe you some phone calls. So I pray that you are doing well, mom. Let me know how things are down there. And shout out and FYI, people. Just as one of the things here is that when I'm on here and someone comments or anything, or I see somebody come in, it's important to show gratitude. So if you're somebody that's thinking about, that's considering, going live, putting things out there, be sure you have the team of support. An accountability coach is that support as well. Hey, Kim, is that support as well. So you want to be sure that you have people that are not just going to yes you or know you, but people that are going to be able to give you some insight and understanding. There's a saying that it says it takes a village to raise up a child. And so you want to think of your success and your goals as that child. The difference is you can't pick who's in your village. So that's a cool thing. All right? So that's a blessing to be able to do so. So be sure that you are that you're doing. Let me reply to her. Did I reply? Let me see. Good to see you. Oh, I meant to put the exclamation point. Either way, there's certain people that get phone calls and certain people that will really zero day. What's going on? Doing big things in these TT streets. Okay. Let me check the other fronts here. See if any questions. All right. Quiet on IG. YT. Somebody else said. Thank you so much. I appreciate if any of those that are watching, feel free, as I said, this opportunity to share out this live. I'm going to be on here probably for another at least 5 minutes there. I'm boosting this out there, sending this information out. So know this today is Tuesday. I will be live at 5 p.m. Tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday, taking the week off. Then I have yet to determine when I will be going live next week. So maybe 5 p.m. But I want to see if I'm going to go live on Monday or Tuesday. So we'll see. We will see. We want to just be sure we have things in place so that it's all good. All right. So that's a key thing. Mark Sarah, how are you? Hope everything is well with you. Thank you for stopping in for 5 seconds or 5 minutes. So as I said, I am grateful for the people that come in. And so please make a note. And as I stated before, if anybody that's interested in finding out more about working with me, whether it's you want a free strategy session, a mastermind, or private client, you can just DM me the word strategy. I will respond to you with the link, or you can just go to Talk with Trevor, and that way you'll get the information. And it's a free strategy session. So that's good. Hey Maria, thank you for stopping in for 5 seconds or 5 minutes. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see. All right, so one of the key things, as I said, I am in the process. If you have not been in my profile, I'm currently preparing for the Boston Marathon. This is something that I've done. I believe this is my 15th year of playing drums for the Boston Marathon. So what I've been doing is, as an accountability coach, I've been putting out my goals publicly. Try public accountability. Now, would I do this with my clients? It's something different. This is something new for me as well. Usually I do, and I do have coaches that hold it. So that's one of the key things. usually when I work with a client, I'll make sure to clarify their goals. We have a certain amount of time, and we make sure that these are the goals that we focus on. We also take into account what is currently on their plate. Last thing we want to do is turn their plate into a platter. We want to ensure that we're hitting their goals and we're doing it within that time frame. And so as goals come, they may pivot. Hey, Pancho Ortiz, thank you. Hey, Stranger, thank you for stopping me. It's been a minute. Hope everything is well with you. And so that's one of the key things is to make sure that you have reasonable goals, realistic goals within the time, and also that you're measuring, that you have someone, an accountability coach that's going to make sure that you are hitting your goals within this time frame. Also, when challenges come up, you want to find out and work with your coach to find out if this challenge is an obstacle or if it's a pivot. So that's something that I've been interested in. If you're interested in finding out that I've been done a workshop on, if you want to find out more about that, DM me the word strategy. I'll respond back to you, and I can give you information about that. All right. So a few more minutes, people. Let me check on the platforms here. All right. All quiet over there. All quiet over there. All quiet over here. Pretty quiet over here. All right. Take a sip. This right here is a workout too. Because I can feel it in my stomach doing that. Definitely working this out. That when sitting up, talking, talking into there. So on one platform, I have a board. I should save it because I'm able to do that. To put a board up that says, "Hey, this is what I'm doing." And to let you know, if you're not already doing so now, be sure that you are following me on various platforms that I'm on. I'm on IG, TT, FB. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Jackie. Be sure that you are getting, you're following me, you turn on that bells for notifications so that you'll know that little live is all, you'll be notified by when I do post, when I comment, when any events are coming up in the workshops. You'll be sure that you're within that time. So that's my reminder to do my push-ups right there. So that's the key thing. Those are the things that I want to clear out the way. Vegetables, push-ups, screaming, drum playing, 5,000 steps. Get that out there, especially on a day like this one. That's long. Definitely get that out. All right. So it looks like I'm good here. Hit my 5-minute goal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say thank you so much for everybody that's on IGYT. I'm going to shut that down a bit. So I want to thank you all so much. And so you'll see me tomorrow here at 5 p.m. Standard Time. Everybody that's on FB, thank you so much for stopping in. Cool. So I'm going to shut you all down. See you next time.